The following program is rated MA and may contain themes that may not be appropriate for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Trendsetters, the school of hard knocks and that attitude ever. Yeah, I just wanted to be one of the best. Holding the mic as I'm yelling out D-Generation X. I will remember it. I never forget it. We come a pretty long way. There's so much I can say. It's never really gone away.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As we settle into our studios here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation program, we are getting highlights from this past Saturday's WrestlePalooza, and the superstars of the WWE and Raw make their way to Evansville, Indiana. I am OM Dynamic. Tonight we are going to hear analysis and reaction from Chris Best and myself. Chris Parrish and Carl Carafel could not be here due to work. Same with Bubba Duke. Mr. Best, how we doing, my friend?
I feel weird right now because normally this is the time that you're doing the locker room breakdown. I'm usually behind the scenes getting ready for this show and eating my dinner while doing it. But I did that all about an hour and a half early today.
Right? Yeah, it does feel weird. Like I even made mention on the LRB that yeah, we were an hour early tonight, and you know what? It didn't even sink in now because, you know, I'm just so used to watching Raw on a Monday evening that the fact that it is an hour early, I didn't even resonate.
But what we are seeing is the highlight package for everything that happened throughout the entire week that they were in Indiana, or Indianapolis, I should say. Sorry, I'm looking for my cloth. My glasses are fogged up. I can barely see. But what an entire weekend for the city of Indianapolis this was.
Right.
I wouldn't mind if WWE would showcase more of these entire weekends. Like we saw like the superstars appearing on the Pat McAfee show. We saw superstars on Good Morning America promoting this show. I wouldn't mind if we saw more of that.
Right, and I think a big reason for that was this was the first PLE on ESPN.
Yeah, but like I said, like I'd like to see more of that kind of promotion for all the shows.
Absolutely. I mean, I know that this whole weekend, and we've seen this happen with, you know, when they go to and sign a deal with a major venue. Like they did with Anaheim, like TKO did with Anaheim, like WWE has done here and now with Indianapolis. As we are now getting a face-to-face with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, who are going to go head-to-head in the main event of Crown Jewel.
Yeah, and that's why Cody Rhodes is starting the show off tonight.
Yes. As we have the vision complete with new graphics making their way into the arena in Evansville, Indiana.
And Stephanie Vaquer and her dad coming into the building.
Yes.
She's also going to be making her presence felt, which leads me to believe that tonight we're going to find out who her first number one contender is.
Right.
And we've got, no disqualification 6-man tag match tonight, too, as PENTA and the War Raiders taking on the New Day. This is going to be a friggin' war.
BAYLEY. Where do we see this thing going with BAYLEY? We've seen her so conflicted over the past few weeks. Last week was our first time to truly see it. And what happens there? And
LA Knight was walking into the building, folks, and Rusev just walked up and attacked Dominic.
Yeah, not so
demanding
much.
that Intercontinental Championship match,
Yeah, I was
essentially.
going to say not so much an attack, but giving Dominic a shove. And yeah, very, very intriguing.
The Ford Center. That's a nice looking building, not going to lie.
It is. And it is packed to the rafters. What do we see coming out of this opening segment as we know Cody Rhodes is about to make his way to the ring?
Well, I think we're going to be laying in the groundwork for what is going to be the feud between him and Seth Rollins. But the question I have is, once again, and I always ask this when it comes to a stable, because it's not just Seth that Cody's got to deal with. It's going to be Braun. It's going to be Bronson. It's going to be Becky. It's going to be Paul.
Right.
Who comes out to help Cody out in this whole situation?
Well, this is where I went because I asked this question on the LRB earlier. Do we get the respect aspect between Seth and Cody? Because we know they've had their trilogy in Seth's previous run as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
But then we saw Seth come out and say, I can be your shield and help you against Roman, leading to Cody's victory at Mania a year and a half ago. Is this the match where we see then Cody say, because Cody told him at WrestleMania that year, I owe you? Or are we going to get that? Because I do think that Cody has a couple of guys in his back pocket that also have issues with the Vision, that being the Usos.
Yeah, and based off how that match came to an end, I don't know if it's the Usos that come out tonight. Because you got to figure one of them's got to be hurt from the from taking the tsunami at least.
Yep.
So for everyone who's aware, Saturday, October 11th is Crown Jewel. It will be airing at 8 a.m. Eastern, but we will not be doing a PLE patrol. I'm still usually knocked out sleeping at 8 a.m.
I'm just getting up for work.
Actually, I shouldn't say knocked out sleeping at 8 a.m. because lately I've been getting up at 6:30 in the morning for whatever reason.
Usually that is just part of adulting, unfortunately.
Even on days where I don't have a reason to get up at 6:30, but I'll wake up and then I'll come out to my couch. I'll have a bowl of cereal and then go back to sleep.
The nice thing is I'll be at work. I can actually put it on my tablet at work.
But there will be a PLE patrol that day.
Yes.
I guarantee you that one.
But as we are about to listen into what Cody has to say, we will be back with our thoughts on what he does say.
Well, right now he's milking that crowd.
And we get Seth Rollins right away coming out here before Cody really gets a chance to get his words in.
Yeah, the only thing he stated was he would like a second ring. As he flashed off the ring he got from last year's Crown Jewel.
Yes, and we have the full Vision coming out.
No, we don't. There's no Becky.
So this, like I said, I think on the locker room breakdown, this leads me to believe I think we are going to see a six-man tag, a second six-man tag tonight between Cody and two partners versus the Vision.
And this is where, and like I mentioned, the fact that I don't think the Usos are going to be them. I think this is where LA Knight steps in, maybe.
Okay. Very,
And
very
maybe-
intriguing prospect. I can't remember which one, what was it, Jimmy or Jay that ate the pin on Saturday?
That's what I can't remember. That's why I said Uso when I talked about it earlier. But if it's neither of the Usos showing up, CM Punk is the other
I was
man.
going to say, would it be CM Punk? And we know that CM Punk and LA Knight have issues as well.
If there's one man that can wrangle them both in, though, it's Cody.
Yes.
There is one thing that both Seth and Cody can take solace in with this match. Neither of their championships are on the line.
Right? They don't have to worry about defending. They don't have to worry about who's walking out with what title. Neither belt is going to be unified.
Unlike what Trick and Obafemi have to worry about tomorrow night on NXT.
Right? But notice the rest of the Vision and Paul Heyman sitting back in the entranceway.
The crowd singing Seth's theme song still.
Always, always. Very interesting comments there from Seth Rollins saying it should be a simple one-on-one champion versus champion, but saying it's not that simple, knowing what everybody else thinks about him, but not knowing what Cody thinks. So again, very, very interesting response from Cody. What do you think of you to Seth Rollins? And not running him down. Cody offering the respect.
Yeah, and basically spitting a truth that the Seth Rollins that Cody knows wouldn't be hiding behind the goons, as he called them.
Right? So very, very intriguing. So Seth certainly not pulling any punches here, saying he's better and starting to get into the running Cody down. And Cody firing back with some truths there. How many of the 3 matches did you win? And will this match be one-on-one at Crown Jewel?
I mean, he's not wrong there. I mean, Cody did win his return to the WWE match. Then there was Hell in a Cell. And I can't quite remember the third match. Oh, wait, was that when? Was that after Cody returned from the injury?
No, I believe the Hell in a Cell was the third match.
No, the Hell in a Cell was the injury. Oh, right. Maybe it was.
Because he went into Hell in a Cell with the injury.
Mm-hmm. This is where I got to look because so Cody debuted at WrestleMania 38, if I'm not mistaken.
But the Vision allowing Cody Rhodes to walk away. But Cody not necessarily turning his back. He's keeping one eye over his shoulder here as he's heading back up the entrance ramp.
He, as you really should when it comes to the goons, as they're being called now.
Right? But a very, very intriguing promo. And tonight we have Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett on commentary.
Well, good to have Joe Tessitore back.
Yes.
Good to have Wade Barrett back as well.
Absolutely.
Well, even though Wade returned on Saturday.
He
did Joe.
Yes, I'm really surprised because I know we had, as we get Big Jim walking into the arena, we do have the Usos, but we'd had Pat McAfee make his return at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Ah, okay. So
go ahead.
I have an update. The second match was at Backlash, and it was just a standard match. Then came the Hell in a Cell match.
Okay. So we had Pat McAfee return, and I had been hearing that he was supposed to be coming back in September, making a regular return. So is Pat now moving to SmackDown with Michael Cole, or is Pat still taking more time off with the college football season underway?
I've got to assume that because of, well, we're seeing the Usos talking on the screen here, and OMD will give me a minute. Let me know what they said. But going back to the Pat McAfee question, I've got to assume that because Corey Graves was F5'd like twice on SmackDown, we already know that Corey Graves is cleared to go back to the ring. So I'm wondering if this is how you take Corey off of the commentary table and put him back in the ring.
Very, very intriguing. I know Corey has said he's not really interested in getting back in the ring, but I could see for a one-off. I could also see Corey Graves becoming a mouthpiece for somebody.
Because we reported on it. We reported on it months ago on Turnbuckle Talk that he's been cleared to go back to the ring.
Yes, he's actually been cleared for about 2 years. As we get the New Day now making their way to the ring. I didn't really get to hear what the Usos were arguing about, other than Jay saying if LA Knight hadn't been the referee, we would have beaten them.
You can't blame that, though.
No.
Because LA Knight was totally straightforward down the line that entire
Yes, he
show.
was. He was 100% impartial.
He even allowed them to wrestle, and it was essentially a no disqualification match. Grayson Waller kicking the fans' hands.
Yes. Grayson Waller not coming out in his boxing trunks either. He's coming out in torn jeans.
Yeah, they're all coming out wearing street gear, basically.
And while we are in commercial, it's time to show you, ladies and gentlemen, what you can do to help us out here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
A Turnbuckle Affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get your break in podcasting, content creation, or just help us out behind the scenes, turnbucklestudios.org is the site for you. Go to turnbucklestudios.org/join to send us your credentials, show us what you can do, and we can sit down as a collective and figure it all out together. You can catch our latest weekly episodic shows, including this one coming up here in a little while. The Locker Room Breakdown that preceded the show. You can meet the team, including Chris Best, myself, the Godfather, Carl Carafel, Bubba Duke, and Chris Parrish, as well as a link to our merch shop, which we will show you about a little later on. Turnbucklestudios.org is the hottest site on the internet. Head there now.
And Pete coming in saying, "Evening, good lookers. How's it going, Pete? We're just sitting here in a commercial break as we're watching a commercial. I'm seeing a commercial for season 3 for Squid Games.
Yep.
I've got to get caught up on that.
I'm liking what they have done now on Netflix going to this. And I know we talked about this on Friday when we first started to see it.
This is what I said they've been doing since Netflix announced the acquisition of these shows. What better way to get your product out there by during these breaks that we get these commercials?
Yes, absolutely.
As we're getting a commercial for SummerSlam. Which is a show I would highly recommend everybody go back and rewatch.
Absolutely. I still have SummerSlam rated higher for me this year than WrestleMania did.
Yeah, my show of the year is Triple Mania. I don't think there's going to be a show that's going to beat that.
I am intrigued to see what they do with Crown Jewel this year, coming to us from Perth, Australia. And then I am intrigued to see what San Diego delivers for Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm. What I really like about Survivor Series, I've been wanting to say this for the longest time, but I really feel like that since Triple H has taken over, it really now feels like a Big Four show.
Yeah, it really does.
Because there was a time under the previous regime where they almost got rid of the show.
Yes. A beautiful destroyer as we are recapping last Monday with what happened. And then, of course, the New Day attacking Penta in the locker room after the match. But that springboard destroyer was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
As Penta now makes his way to the ring and starts doing his fancy little tiptoe down the aisleway with his version of the Razor Ramon surfer walk.
And of course, paying respect to the fans who went ahead and bought a mask of his.
Yes. Now, I touched on this earlier on the LRB because we saw a month or two ago where Penta went through his battles with the New Day, beating Grayson Waller, beating Xavier Woods, losing to Kofi. Last week was a rematch there. Then we saw this six-man tag about a month ago. And now we're getting this rematch in a no disqualification situation. Where do we go from here after this?
I gotta firmly believe that we're gonna see the New Day and the War Raiders go into a match to determine who challenges Finn and JD for the tag titles.
Okay. I also pose this. I mean, I wish we would have seen a Viking rules match in this situation.
I think I would have been okay with that, but at the same time, it kind of feels like the War Raiders have kind of shed the entire Viking gimmick a bit.
I'm with you there.
But the one thing I am curious about is I've been trying to figure this out for the longest time, but I wonder how eventually you turn the New Day back to babyface.
I think just the same way they started out, because they were heels when the New Day began, and then they organically got over. And I think that's what you're going to have to do again, is organically.
Yeah, because right now, this incarnation of the New Day, I do like what they're doing as heels. I don't see how you can do that organically just yet.
Right.
Oh, stiff shot from Grayson Waller with that kendo stick.
I think that is going to be really based around Grayson Waller, how you turn them back. Because I do have a very, very funny feeling that it is going to be Grayson Waller costing them something.
Yeah, but if that's the case, let's say he accidentally cost them the number one contender, then they obviously maybe beat up on Grayson Waller, but that to me would turn Grayson Waller babyface.
Me too. But then Grayson Waller has no backup because, of course, A-Town Down Under is no more.
But that's how you unite A-Town Down Under as a babyface team.
Right. Or do you see potentially the New Day may be costing Grayson Waller something. And I'd love to see Grayson Waller get into the mid-card picture. I think he's deserving. I know we don't see enough of him on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting another ad, so it's time for you to see just what you can wear to support us.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at carlcarafell.redbubble.com.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, carlcarafell.redbubble.com for anything Turnbuckle Affiliation Program and Turnbuckle Studios related.
Yeah, site's scrolling along the bottom there.
If you want a travel mug, if you want a t-shirt, a hoodie, a throw pillow, a keychain, a sticker, they can make it happen for you, ladies and gentlemen.
I see Joe Burrow on my screen here, and I'm still grieving over that destruction from my team last night,
Right.
or yesterday afternoon.
Yeah. So based on what we've seen in this no disqualification 6-man tag yet, where do we see it going? Do we see somebody else coming down and potentially getting involved in this? I was saying I'd love to see Grayson Waller move up from where he is, and we don't see him enough really in action, and I'd like to see him some more in singles competition.
Eventually, yeah, I would like to see him go into singles competition. I do like the fact that he is with the New Day because it's boosting his star power a little bit here. I would like to see him take on more of the mouthpiece of the New Day, but I know Xavier Woods is basically the mouthpiece because let's face it, he's pretty dang good at cutting a promo. I for one I need Grayson Waller to do more Grayson Waller effect shows. And I know he just did one a couple weeks ago in NXT, but
yes,
I kind of want to see him do more of that. And I'm still going to say this to this day, don't do those talk shows in the ring. Put them off to the side of the stage like you used to with the Brother Love Show or the Snake Pit or the Barber Shop or the Piper's Pit.
Right, the Heartbreak Hotel.
Yep.
I know why, and I'm with you there, but I know why they do it in the middle of the ring is to draw more of a focus instead of
because everybody can see it.
Yeah.
But right now we're getting a 3-on-1 beatdown on Penta. Table has been set up in the ring here.
And Grayson Waller goes flying. Penta with the Hurricanrana there.
You know what I would like to see? You talked about Grayson Waller possibly going into that main event scene. We were talking about how you spin the spin off from this feud. Like I had mentioned the War Raiders going off and just fighting the New Day one-on-one in a number one contenders match. Why not put Penta, Rusev, and Grayson Waller in a triple threat for a number one contender at Dom's Intercontinental title?
Absolutely. We absolutely could do that. I think it would be fantastic. I'm just wondering now, because I mean, how do we get a true baby face? Like, because Grayson Waller, Dom, and Rusev are all heels in that situation.
Well, that's where my pick to win it would be Penta to go on. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Penta might also be trying to go after the Mega Championship as well.
Yes.
Oh, Jay is taking on LA Knight tonight.
Intriguing. And you have to think that that is your main event tonight.
What is going on? Oh, geez.
The Tower of Doom.
Oh, I thought he was going to lift all three of them.
So did I.
I was like, how the hell is that going to work?
Oh no.
Oh, he's
And
looking for a moonsault.
He is. Wow.
I
The
kind of
New
want to
Day
see.
did not go splat.
No, they did not turn into their traditional pancakes.
What a scent on there from Kofi with Ivar on the ropes.
But Grayson Waller just got caught in a powerbomb position. Oh. I felt my back on that one.
Poor Grayson. And then Woods with the kendo stick right across Ivar's chest.
And just to pinpoint this, guys, if you've ever at least touched the edge of the ring, you know just how hard it is. We've more than likely taken bumps on them.
Yep.
My first show, I slammed my knee a little too hard climbing up onto the apron. I paid for it for a couple of weeks after that.
My first battle royal, I got knocked out of the ring over the top rope and had my back smack off the edge.
Oh,
like
so you
right
did
on the corner.
You did you almost did the old big boss man over the top rope spot.
Yep.
Because that was Bossman's favorite way of taking going over the top rope. I never understood why. But Kofi is out of it now as he got tossed through the table. We got Grayson Waller and Penta fighting on the ropes here.
Yes. And what is Penta trying to fight out of this?
Oh, is he looking for? Yeah, he's looking for a driver.
This is an avalanche destroyer.
Oh, that's got to be the end of Grayson. That's got to be the end of this match.
Wow.
Oh. I wouldn't blame Grayson if we don't see him next week on TV.
Right? Right? What a move.
This has got to be the finality between these six men, though.
I hope so. We saw everything with the War Raiders and the New Day really kick off at WrestleMania this year. I hope that as this has been ongoing for 6 months, that this really puts some finality on it.
Unless, well, like I said, neither the War Raiders nor Kofi nor the New Day got the pin. So I've got to assume that it's very possible that we still see those two teams duke it out in what I think should be a number one contendership match. Because frankly, those tag team titles, yeah, I know the Judgment Day wear them,
right?
But they haven't been defended much since the New Day or since Judgment Day won them.
And speaking of the Judgment Day, let's take a trip inside the clubhouse. So now the Judgment Day seemingly ostracizing Dom. But it's Roxanne coming in saying, no, we need to help Dom for the betterment of the group. So again, this version of Bayley, this weird, twisted version that we are seeing.
Ooh.
Very, very intriguing. You and me both.
I like that little tease that just happened.
Me too. But we are getting that weird Bayley who said, no, I didn't snap on you. And then asking for Lyra, saying, I want to impress you. Well, this is Bayley who has been around longer. Why is she looking to impress Lyra?
Well, so as we're seeing Paul Heyman talking to Byron Saxton right now, the Hugger Bayley gimmick is basically what I saw in that Lyra segment. And the Hugger Bayley has been known to be very childlike, very innocent, very happy to be able to do things. So something tells me I'm going out on an early prediction, and I'm predicting Roxanne Perez takes the win somehow. And then we see Bayley snap again.
You know what? And that's where I'm at too. But does Bayley then take it out on Lyra, or does Bayley just walk away? Like, are we getting a heel turn Bayley who doesn't know that she's a heel?
Think of it like, do you remember when Eugene turned heel?
Yeah.
And he didn't really know that he was a heel. He still ran out and did the Eugene thing. The crowd was still booing him, but he was still beating, but he would beat up the baby faces still.
Yep.
I think that's what we're getting at with Bayley here.
Okay.
And yeah, Eugene turning heel, that's a deep pull right there.
Yes,
nobody really remembers that heel run. I do, on the other hand.
See, and I know, like, I've compared this version of Bayley to the Mojo Rawley with the cracked face paint and looking in the broken mirror, or even a Waylon Mercy going all the way back then.
It's funny you mentioned Dan Spivey, because I saw a news report on him that made me think, I don't think that's the way it went. He recently did an interview where he claimed that in the 80s, he was fired from the WWF for looking too much like Hulk Hogan.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I said. I know he was fired from the WWF, but I don't think that was the reason.
No.
Because if anything, Vince would have helped you repackage your character.
Yes, and although I didn't hear that interview, I know Byron asked him, are you working is your working relationship with Brock Lesnar a thing again?
And I'm sure we're going to hear more about it in the coming weeks with this whole situation with Brock Lesnar. Well, what I think it is Brock Lesnar wanting a shot at Seth Rollins.
Intriguing. And we could absolutely get there. And I mean, we know that Brock and Seth do have history, as Seth did become the Beast Slayer as well as pull the heist of the century in a Brock Lesnar match.
Yeah, and then one of the first times that they met, a triple threat match at the Royal Rumble with involving John Cena, by the way. That was a fantastic triple threat match out of Seth Rollins.
Yes. And now we have Adam Pearce in the ring introducing Stephanie Vaquer. Our new Women's World Heavyweight Champion. And this match that she had with Io Sky on Saturday, easily the match of the night.
Yep. Okay, so Stephanie will not be competing tonight. She is not dressed to compete.
Not yet.
But I do get the vibe that we are going to find out who her first contender will be.
Right, and I asked this because we know that last week Ria told her, whether it's you or Io, I'm coming.
Mm-hmm.
But, and this is where I said, we need to get Lyra up into that upper echelon, because she has been directionless really since her feud with Becky. Now we know she's got this situation with Bayley. Rhea has her situation with Io, Asuka, and Kyrie. So where does that go? Because I think that's where we're leaning with that. So who could be Stephanie's first challenger?
And I think it's either one of the three women you just mentioned. I don't, with Kyrie being on the lower end of the list there.
Okay.
I know Io's going to probably want to say, hey, I'd like a rematch or another match with you.
Right. And I'm all for it. Or could this be where Adam Pearce tells her, after Friday night, we will know your opponent for Crown Jewel, whether it's Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, or Nia Jax? Stephanie saying that the championship represents the motivation and the support of the fans.
I'm honestly glad that we didn't find out who her first contender will be.
Right, I'm with you. Now there is still some time for that to happen, but as we expected, he did say your first test is going to come at Crown Jewel against the winner of Tiffany, Nia, and Jade.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. In these next 3 weeks, and I know we didn't get much of her being in action leading up to the championship match, I kind of would like to see just a couple of matches out of her in those 3 weeks, in just non-title matches, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I am looking forward to this triple threat match, and I know me, you, and Parrish have gone over and over again over the past weekend over who we think could take that triple threat match on Friday.
Yes.
So it's a match we are all totally looking forward to. And for your sake, OMD, I hope it's not the first match of the night.
Right. No, I have a feeling that that is going to be the main event.
The way they've been promoting it, I really think it should be the main event.
Yeah. And I know we all have different winners for that match.
Yeah, I've got Jade taking it.
I've actually got Nia taking it.
Nia was the Crown Jewel winner last year, was she not?
Liv.
Oh, yeah.
Nia was in it, but lost to Liv.
Yeah.
Now,
right. That's right. They did one Raw, one SmackDown competitor for each match to win.
Yes. Now, I know we're getting Cody in his second Crown Jewel Championship match. And I've said I don't really want to see Nia in there. But I'd love to see Tiffany and Stephanie do this. But I do believe, and we'll get into this a little bit later on, I do think Nia is going to take it. I think that, wow. Wow, Ria laying down the challenge.
Yeah, Ria and Asuka tonight. Speaking of women's action, BAYLEY coming out.
Yes, and Asuka just walked away without giving an answer. Kyrie still conflicted. BAYLEY with the old hugger style t-shirt, but this time saying I'm a role model. But this match, ladies and gentlemen, could very, very easily be our match of the evening.
Mm-hmm. And we all know that the real reason Lyra is out there, other than this situation with BAYLEY, but I mean, Raquel Rodriguez is going to be out there for Roxanne Perez. I mean,
absolutely,
that's an obvious one.
While we wait for these intros to finish, though, ladies and gentlemen, let's show you everything we have coming up throughout the week here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the SmackDown security detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every show we have coming up throughout the week, not counting the special events like the PLE Patrol as we produced last Saturday for WrestlePalooza, and we will give you again probably on the evening of October 11th. As Bayley is out there hugging the commentators again.
And offering a bottle of Prime to Lyra.
Yes.
Lyra's over there reminding her, hey, get in the ring. You have a match coming up here.
Right? I'm absolutely loving this new Tron for Roxy. As we get a look at the outside and the waterfront of Evansville, Indiana here, which is where Raw is emanating to us tonight from. Roxanne Perez is now in the ring, taking off her jacket, getting ready for her match with Bayley as Raquel Rodriguez stands on the ring apron. And they're showing us what happened last week with Lyra and Roxanne, and I thought that that match should have been the match of the night, but it did get topped by Kairi Sane and Stephanie Vaquer's match.
Yeah, I mean, but last Monday, I mean, that was a really hard choice for a match of the night because all the matches last week kind of stole the show, we'll say.
So as we are seeing everything that happened between Lyra and Bayley last week, from Bayley's return and celebration to then snapping on Lyra. What, I know we've asked this question earlier, but again, where do we see this going with Bayley? Do we get more questions than answers, or do we have some more answers tonight?
Hear me out here, but what if this leads to Lyra turning heel?
I'm okay with that.
And Bayley becoming the sympathetic babyface despite her challenges, we'll say.
Right. Could we see Bayley and Lyra actually both turn heel and form a heel team to challenge Charlotte and Alexa? And now we are getting confirmation. We will have Ria Ripley and Asuka tonight, one-on-one.
Yeah, and still to come, JEY USO and LA Knight. I got a feeling that maybe it's Jay and LA that main event the show.
I would think so. And we haven't heard anything from LA Knight tonight. We know we're going to hear something or see something from Dom yet.
Oh yeah, we still got JD and, well, Rusev now. Rest in peace, JD.
Right? Is this the match that is going to potentially turn one of JD or Rusev into a babyface? We know the Judgment Day has really gotten themselves organically over, even though they are heels.
Beautiful back suplex, Bayley.
Yes.
Oh, shades of the hugger gimmick there.
Yep.
Just for one WrestleMania. You know how like a lot of wrestlers will bring out their past gimmicks? I want Bayley to bring out the Bayley buddies and everything like that and just do the hugger gimmick for one night at WrestleMania.
Right? Or the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. That Nia's got to be killing Bayley with Roxanne standing on it the way she was.
Right? And then the stomp.
Yeah, Bayley's having trouble on that knee there.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
So to clear any confusion about the cut above Jay's head there, we saw him stitched up earlier. That looked pretty gnarly there.
Right?
Since we're talking about injuries a little bit there. Cody's knee seemed to be fine as well.
Yep.
But the big question is Drew's knee after
Right.
that match too.
Drew's knee and Drew's foot.
I told Drew not to take after Joe Burrow.
Right? Right? Drew got bored at work and needed to add a little bit of excitement to his life.
So he gave himself turf toe.
That's right. So Lyra there yelling at Raquel from behind, but Raquel just walked away.
Yeah, and that's the big question in this match. When do we see either of the women on the outside get involved in this, and how do we see that happening?
Well, I've got to think it's going to come if Bayley locks Roxanne into something like this, into any type of a submission or any type of a pinfall, depending how close she is, of course, to Raquel.
Yeah, if the tough gets going for Roxanne, could be something as simple as a Bayley to belly suplex, and
yeah. Or of course we
see her
could
attempt
see
to pin, and
as
just her car gets yanked out or something.
Yeah. Or as you suggested, could we see Lyra snap?
Well, the way I see Lyra eventually snapping is over time, these two form a tag team. They form like a really deep bond. And then they win the tag titles. They lose
Right.
them. And that's how Lyra gets upset.
Right. But that is something that we've already seen. Like we saw them run a gauntlet last year or early this year to earn a tag team title match at WrestleMania when Becky took Bayley out.
That's what I was going to say. But did Bayley get the title match?
They did give them a tag title match well after the fact. But I believe Liv and Raquel retained in that situation before, of course, losing to Alexa and Charlotte. So I wonder if it's just going to be Bayley says or does something, because we don't know the direction for this version of Bayley that's going to really stick in Lyra's craw and she's just going to absolutely lose it. Or do we get them rebuilding? Do we get them both as a heel team?
Mm-hmm.
And I would be okay with that as well. Because I know we've heard the rumors of, okay, can you move Bayley to SmackDown? And I think Lyra would really benefit from that change of scenery as well and move to SmackDown. I think Lyra to go and challenge Tiffany Stratton, who I believe she took the NXT championship from. No, she took it from Becky. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did.
But, I mean, I could also see like Bayley and Lyra, their extensive histories on all three brands as the women's tag team champions would do those titles justice.
Mm-hmm. But the way I see Lyra possibly like eventually ending the relationship and being the one that turns heel on Bayley could very well be similar in vein to Owen Hart, with the exception for the fact that Owen Hart was actually looking to win his first championship. And
right.
Brett, being as stubborn as he was in that match, decided to throw a sharpshooter on when he hurt his knee earlier in the match. I could see that happening where maybe Bayley gets a little too overconfident and then still loses the match. And Lyra's like, well, what the hell? I was able to be tagged in. Why didn't you tag me? And then she snaps and just takes it out on Bayley. So, yeah, it would still be similar in vein to what Owen did to Brett.
Right. Oh, Pop Rock's on the outside.
The look on Raquel's face from seeing that. She's like, I'm not interjecting. She's knocked out. Let's just get the count out win.
That's right. Lyra slowly making her way towards Raquel.
But Raquel keeping her at bay at the same time.
Bayley just getting under the rope. Oh, there we go.
See, I knew a yank of some kind was going to happen.
So do we see this now becoming a tag match next week?
Very possible. Oh, Bayley's about to snap.
Yes. So Bayley giving us, again, more questions than answers. And what a Bayley to belly.
What a foot to the face afterwards.
Right?
That was more like a Luke Gallows kind of snap
right?
towards the end there.
Right? What a finish. What a match. But in this case, Bayley snapping because her friend got attacked.
Yeah, so that was, I said Luke Gallows, but that was more Eugene. Eugene used to snap whenever Regal would get attacked. Look what he did to Triple H after Triple H attacked Regal. Uh-oh. She might still be in that snapped phase.
Bayley showing some signs of old school Randy Orton with the intermittent explosive disorder.
Do we need to bring back Dr. Shelby?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Cody saying he's going to talk to Jay.
Yeah, we go from one Judgment Day member to the other.
Yes. As Double Down Dirty Dom comes to the ring with JD McDONAGH. It's funny because I hear her announce, of course, Dom as Dominic Mysterio. And over the weekend on a certain podcast, I can't remember which one, Rey Mysterio said Dom is not allowed to use the Mysterio name because he doesn't wear a mask. And I do have to ask is, are we going to see the group of Americanos for this match to potentially help Dom and JD?
Well, we're not going to see El Grande Americano because Dom had already mentioned that they're in Mexico.
The one is in Mexico.
Yeah.
But again, ladies and gentlemen, as we await these intros, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we could always use more help here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
A Turnbuckle Affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
And as we told you earlier, the hottest place to be on the internet is turnbucklestudios.org. Meet the team, watch our latest weekly episodic shows, join us at turnbucklestudios.org/join. Go to click on the merch shop at carlcarafel.redbubble.com if you want your break in podcasting, content creation, or just to help us out behind the scenes. Turnbucklestudios.org is the place to be.
I had to look away from the screen there from Rusev there. Those flashing lights were really bugging my eyes.
I can imagine. as we do get this monster in Rusev making his way to the ring. Who is coming into this match as the babyface?
JD, I'd have to assume. I also really feel like this is the start of the turn for Dominic to babyface as well.
Okay.
But it could very well that Rusev turns a babyface with this whole.
Right. I was going to say,
it always feels like with a chase, the chaser should be the babyface.
Right. I was going to say, could we see this be a situation where Finn comes down and we see all three of them jump Rusev? We get that massive monster spot right where Rusev will pop up and throw off all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm even going to throw another interesting name in there, the men that Rusev just came out of a rivalry with. Could we see Sheamus come down and maybe make the save?
Forging an unlikely alliance between the two. Almost similar in vein to what happened between Sheamus and Cesaro.
As we now see Cody and Jay in the locker room.
The way Jay kept on eyeing that championship.
Right? You had that look from Jay. You had that sort of monotone voice saying not to worry about it. I know I had Jay pegged to walk out of the tag team match on Saturday, which I'm glad he didn't. But are we starting to see Jay slowly do a slow burn into a heel turn?
I think all he needs to do is just get past this whole thing with LA Knight and not necessarily turn heel. And dare I say it, maybe it happens at War Games where LA Knight and Jay are forced to be on the same team, say in the War Games match. Because it'd be just like when Sami Zayn joined the Bloodline. Jay wasn't unsure of Sami at the time.
That's right.
But
we also saw on Saturday that Jay had the opportunity and managed to not swing the chair and hit LA Knight with it.
Yeah, he stopped himself just before Bronson ducked out of the way.
Yep.
But all I'm saying is that all it takes is like that like I mentioned, that War Games match where Sami and Jay finally hugged it out.
Right.
It's very possible that we see that at War Games this year too.
Right. And I have to ask, because we have not seen or heard from Becky Lynch tonight, do we hear from CM Punk and or AJ Lee tonight?
This late in the show, I'm not sure. It's very possible. because I still firmly believe that after the win on Saturday, that AJ Lee is now going to go after Becky for the Women's Intercontinental title.
Wow. JD tried to run away from Rusev and get back in. Dom, of course, wearing the shirt of his buddy. Just like all of you people can wear the shirts of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Go to carlcarafel.redbubble.com and order now. All of the monies you spend come back in here to help us improve our studios and bring you a better experience as we come at you live each and every Monday night. Oh, JD with the smart move there, drop kicking the step into Rusev's knee.
And then the stiff kick to the back. But he went to the well a little one too often there. Or maybe Rusev didn't expect it.
Right? Rusev going face first into the LED board around the ring. Post. JD doing his patented moonsault to the outside.
Yeah,
into the entranceway anymore.
Beautifully executed. Look at the formation he gets when he does that.
The arc.
I'm trying my hardest not to sound like an Olympic announcer, but couldn't help it. That's a smart move, JD. Go to work on his knee.
That's right.
But don't let him rest. Yeah. Take that knee and slam it up against the canvas. Do that. Do everything you can to take his leg out.
Right? We thought we were going to witness a devastation of JD McDONAGH in this match, and JD is taking control.
JD must have been listening, like I said, to the strategy I always say when you're taking on a man bigger than you, attack the knee.
Rusev trying to fight back.
It's a strategy I've learned listening to Jesse Ventura commentating the Rockers and the Twin Towers. They were like, in that match, they were like, it's good that they're attacking a limb on the Big Boss Man, or I think it was Boss Man. Or Gorilla was like, it's good that they're taking at least one limb away by attacking the arm of the Big Boss Man. But then Jesse was like, yeah, but I think I would have went after the knee instead of the arm.
But Rusev back up and really showing no ill effects on that knee until that Machka kick.
I was going to say, spoke too soon there. He's trying to go to the other leg, though, for the kick.
He is.
But yeah, doing something like what JD was doing, taking out that vertical base, that makes it difficult for Rusev to execute the Machka kick or the his camel clutch there.
Yes, the accolade.
Yeah. Because again, when you're sitting back on that, you're putting a lot of pressure on your knees while executing that maneuver.
JD looks to have a big gash on his ribs. Unless it was just the lighting.
No, it was a big bruise. He got it while they were fighting outside the ring there earlier. I've got to wonder just does Dom find his way to get involved in this match at all?
In this situation, as much as I want to say yes, I'm going to say no. I think once Dom has to come face to face with Rusev after this match, Dom's going to run and leave JD to his own vices. Oh, nice move from JD, and what a corkscrew.
Right back to that knee he went.
And what a shining wizard from JD. But a kick out at one.
I was going to say, it looked almost like a Claymore.
You know, I've said it for a long time that I would love to see the JD McDONAGH that we had when he came over to NXT, where he would show the dissection of picking apart a certain area of his opponent's body, whether it was the shoulder, whether it was the knee.
We've gotten that tonight on top of his high-flying antics. And I honestly thought Rusev was done there.
But it's like when JD would cut a promo and he'd have a diagram of a person's body saying, this is how much pressure it takes. I'd love to start seeing more of that from JD again.
Yeah, you know what? I thinking about those promos myself. That's the type of promos I really would have liked to have seen Shane Douglas cut when he was doing the Dean Douglas character.
Right? When we got to see him live?
Yeah. Right before he won and lost the Intercontinental title in the same night. Well, he didn't win. He was given the belt. I remember actually almost missing that promo because it happened. I think it happened after the intermission, and my mom decided she wanted to go out for a cigarette.
Right.
During that show. And then we obviously had to hit the merch stand for a couple more pieces of merch that we wanted to get.
Right.
Then I heard Dean Douglas's theme playing. I'm like, oh crap, get my merch. Run back to my seat because I got to see this.
Now, we know that Rusev just came out of this feud with Sheamus.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's taking on another Irishman in JD. Is Finn next? And what is Rusev's problem with Ireland and Irish people?
Dom is showing hesitance and trying to get in there and helping JD. And look at the app. I knew it. Finn came out to take the help.
And now Finn confronting Dom, although Dom was obstructed by the ref to get in, but then Dom refused to get in, and now...
Yeah, I was going to say, Dom could have, when the ref turned his back, Dom could have made his presence felt then.
But now Finn getting in Dom's face over why didn't you get in there? Why didn't you help JD?
JD trying to calm the two down despite being in an immense amount of pain. But I can already tell you, I believe next week we're going to get Finn Balor and Rusev now.
I think so.
For a brief second, I thought that Kairi Sane was Julia. It was the blue that I saw.
Yeah, now we've got, I guess, Io pleading with Asuka not to go through with the match.
So we got a interview right now with LA Knight, but I did want to point out something that I noticed Kyrie doing in that promo after Io said, "Can you talk to Asuka?" Even though she said we must listen to Asuka, she went silent and nodded yes, as if to say,
Yep.
"I will talk to her."
She also said that Asuka is the reason we are here.
Yeah, but she went silent after that and made that nod as if to say, "I'm going to talk to Asuka. Don't worry." You know.
Yep. LA saying, "I will hurt you if that's what you push me to."
Yeah.
As we are getting a view of the entranceway, waiting for an intro. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's check out the ad for carlcarafel.redbubble.com.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at carlcarafel.redbubble.com.
And a bit of a surprise here, the match we thought was our main event. We have JEY USO making his way to the ring now, which means that Ria Ripley versus Asuka is likely our main event.
Well, my guess is that JEY USO really wanted to quickly get on over to carlcarafel.redbubble.com to purchase some Turnbuckle Affiliation Program merchandise, and hence why he's doing the match now.
Good call. Good call. And be like JEY USO, ladies and gentlemen. Head on over to carlcarafel.redbubble.com and get the merch for yourselves. But JEY USO coming out in all black and no print on his shirt. None of his 4 letters, 1 word. Jay didn't even seem to be as into it with the fans tonight. Just sort of seemingly going through the motions. And now the crowd yeeting for JEY USO, who is not really yeeting along with them. Now he is. Do we see Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed interrupt this match? We know they've had history and issues with the Usos. We know they've got history and issues with LA Knight.
It's a strong possibility. I mean, the only one right now out of the Vision that has something going is Seth Rollins. So why not continue giving something for Braun and Bronson to do?
Right? Or do we see them come out maybe do that and then lay down a challenge to the tag team champions.
Something tells me when it comes to the tag team champions, with Finn Balor especially, something tells me that probably by the Royal Rumble, we're going to see Finn versus Dom for the Intercontinental title. I'm saying by the Royal Rumble because I'm still giving them time to do this this split that's eventually going to take place.
Right. And Jay looking to run it back. So while Jay runs it back, let's run back and run down our calendar for the week.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the SmackDown security detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. All of our weekly episodic shows, which you can find at turnbucklestudios.org as well. That is everything we have coming up throughout the week, not counting any special events such as the PLE Patrol, as we ran this past Saturday for WrestlePalooza, as we will run again on Saturday, October the 11th, at our normal time of 7 p.m. Eastern instead of 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm. And once again, we will be doing another PLE Patrol November 1st for Saturday night's main event. I believe that one usually airs at 8 p.m. Eastern, though.
Yes, it does.
But LA Knight, is making his way to the ring.
Yeah. So yes, as LA Knight makes his way to the ring.
I can't do the cadence that he does the at.
Right. LA Knight, we touched on this earlier too, did his job on Saturday night as it was announced. For me, it was a bit of a surprise coming into the show that he was made the special guest referee for that tag match.
Yeah, which I was told by Chris Parrish himself about half an hour before the show. And it's now making me think, I don't normally tune in to watch those pre-shows, but maybe I should start doing so.
Right? And we saw, again, a bit of a heelish tactic here from Jay, jumping LA Knight before the bell even rang.
Well, here's the thing, and I don't partially blame Jay for this, but he does blame LA Knight for the loss on Saturday, which he really shouldn't.
No.
So I understand the aggression.
And Jay raining down haymakers on LA Knight. Jay's expression has just changed. And wow, what a jumping neck breaker there from LA Knight. Yeah. LA missing the sliding drop kick through the second and bottom rope.
And almost bounced his head off the table too, by the way.
Yes, he did. As the match continues, and for those of you who do not have the premium edition of Netflix, you are potentially in a commercial break right now. We are back to the action here.
What if this here is just the finality between these two men?
I would hope so. But something tells me that I think we are going to see this far more aggressive Jay continue. And I do think that this leads to that heel turn. Jay, who has been on his brother's case, Jay, really starting to hearken and take the words of Roman Reigns to heart now and start thinking about himself and not thinking about everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Which is essentially what he started to do when he came over to Raw on his own, having won the Intercontinental title, having won the World Heavyweight title all on his own. Nobody was there to help him when he won both those championships.
Nope. Could we see, and I'm going to pose this one because I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm going to pose this one. Could we see a reunion of sorts? Jay reuniting with Paul Heyman in the Vision. And you see Jay and Bronson go after the tag titles and let Braun focus on the Intercontinental.
I get a feeling this aggression with Jay and the way he looked at Cody's championship, it may not be Cody's championship he wants to go after, but maybe he wants to get back to going after Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight.
Right.
And I guess one way he could do that is by siding with the Vision. I mean, we saw Daniel Bryan do that.
Yep.
Join forces with it necessarily wasn't for a World Heavyweight Championship, but he joined forces with the Wyatt family just so he can get to Bray.
Yep. We also saw Randy Orton do the same thing.
Actually, he would, yeah. And sorry, Daniel Bryan was forced into joining the Wyatt family.
Yes.
Yeah, and going back to the Randy one, I believe somewhere in that feud, that's where Luke Harper became the Intercontinental Champion. A forgotten reign, a lot of people...
No, that was sort of after we saw the Wyatts actually had somewhat disbanded because Harper and Rowan were no more. And I can't remember where Bray was.
Yeah, but I do remember Harper warning Bray about Randy Orton, and I'm almost certain he was the Intercontinental Champion during that warning.
Right.
But like I said, that's a forgotten reign, and a reign that if you were alive today, I would love to see one more Intercontinental title reign from him.
Right. 100% I would too.
But speaking of Intercontinental title reigns, let's say LA Knight isn't successful in his quest for the World Heavyweight title. I would love to see him and Dom go at it for the Intercontinental.
What an inverted Death Valley driver there from LA Knight.
And he almost got him on that pinfall too. But no, I think a possible LA Knight versus Dom feud over the Intercontinental title could be very entertaining to see.
Oh, absolutely it could.
And to all the fans out there that are thinking that what I'm saying is a step back, it isn't. It's not a step back if you move away from going after the world heavyweight to go after another championship.
Right. LA Knight has proven that he is worthy of any belt they put on him because he is the workhorse.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how many times have we seen wrestlers who have won the world heavyweight win the Intercontinental afterwards?
Right?
Triple H has won. Although Triple H did win his first singles title was the Intercontinental. But Triple H has won the WWE title and then went after the Intercontinental after losing that title.
Yes, he did.
And then he lost it to Jeff Hardy, only to win it back. Stiff DDT there on JEY USO.
Yes. If only I could do that the way LA Knight does that.
I used to be able to do that. Oh, look at that. The Bronze are out there.
They are.
That was a weird way to take a turnbuckle shot there to Bronson.
And LA Knight, the only one fighting them off.
Well, Jay was trying to recollect himself from what LA was doing to him prior. Superfly Splash coming up, or the USO Splash.
Yes. But now is that going to be looked at as Jay is utilizing that help from the Bronsons to get that win?
Where did Braun and Bronson go?
I don't know, but there's Paul Heyman over on the other side.
Oh, he's
Jay takes the win and walks away, but
he looks relieved though. Like he looks like he's happy he got his aggression out finally.
yes, but there's Jimmy out there looking at him saying, "What are you doing?" And Jay walking away as Jimmy comes to the aid of LA Knight. Braun Breaker, the only one who really wants to get in the ring. Bronson Reed trying to calm him down. Paul Heyman trying to calm him down.
Oh, Bronson's just staring a hole through Jimmy though too.
And now we get a look in on Seth Rollins' locker room with Becky Lynch behind him. Seth not looking too impressed at what Becky had to say in Becky's rant.
I don't think Seth was listening to what Becky had to say.
Io with some seeds of doubt in her mind from this situation with Asuka and Rhea.
Yeah, now she's not even sure if she can trust Rhea.
Right? And Byron Saxton about to interview Penta and the War Raiders, fresh off their victory tonight. And while we listen into this, let's again show you how you can help us out here.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos, games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
Well, what did I say was going to happen?
As the War Raiders and Penta issuing challenges to the Judgment Day.
Yeah, and who was the one who said this was going to happen?
You did.
Me. I knew that War Raiders were not done trying to gain back their tag team titles.
No.
And Penta already, he kind of hinted at wanting a shot at the Intercontinental some weeks ago there when he came across Dom in the locker room.
Right, but we also know that Rusev defeated Penta to truly earn that shot. Now, we do know that Penta, a couple of weeks ago at Worlds Collide, did say he wanted the AAA Mega Championship. As we look back at Saturday night, and for me, what was the moment of the night? What a moment this was. It brought a tear to my eye when they announced that Stephanie McMahon would be the first inductee to the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2026.
I wonder if she's going to be the first female to headline the Hall of Fame. Trish didn't headline. So. Trish hasn't headlined. Sudney didn't headline. Wendy Richter didn't headline. Sherry didn't headline. Moolah, of all people, didn't headline. Lita didn't headline. But then again, when Moolah got inducted, that was when they just did the dinner Hall of Fame service kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even Mae Young didn't headline, although her induction speech was very exciting and very fun to hear.
Yes.
But there's one thing that the one thing I always look forward to every Hall of Fame, just listening to the stories.
Right.
And I'm very interested in the stories Stephanie will tell.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Wow. Next Monday, ladies and gentlemen, Rusev, Dirty Dom for the Intercontinental Championship. Wow.
I thought they were going to put him up against Finn Balor.
Right?
Bayley and Raquel Rodriguez, and how much you want to bet she asks for Lyra to come to ringside again.
100%.
Does Lyra fall for it this time, though? That's the question.
I'm going to say yes.
Then that would make Lyra look like a fool at the same time. Tornado tag team match. The Usos versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
Wow.
But the way they showed that off was like, they made it look like it was like a TLC Hell in a Cell match.
Right? And now Los Americanos.
So that's what they're calling El Grande's little collection of men here, Los Americanos.
I am truly, truly intrigued. So we've had Maxine Dupree now looking for an opportunity to get in the ring one-on-one. And now we've got AJ Styles and Dragon Lee wanting 2 of Los Americanos next week.
Yeah, this is next week is shaping up to be a fairly interesting show.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. As Asuka makes her way to the ring with Kairi Sane.
Did they announce that next week's Raw will also be a 7 p.m. show, or are we going back to the 8 p.m. time slot?
No, they haven't announced it yet, but I do believe that next week's is also a 7 p.m. show. Because I think there were 3 weeks in a row.
We'll have to see what Netflix tells us after the show. But Asuka, yeah, she is in the ring right now. And Kairi Sane trying to do her best Thriller.
Right? I was going to say. Please, Kyrie.
Leave the dancing to Michael Jackson, because
yes,
that's a fantastic song and an even better video. That video used to terrify me when I was a kid, not gonna lie. Especially the scene where Michael Jackson turns into a werewolf.
Yeah.
Not so much when he actually becomes the werewolf, but the scene where he's turning terrifies me.
Believe it or not, very few things scared me as a child, and as much as I love it, from what I have been told growing up, Scooby-Doo used to give me nightmares. But
I can see why.
But believe it or not, 2 Christmas songs actually terrified me. One being
one of them by Mariah Carey.
No.
Oh.
Little Drummer Boy and Silver Bells.
I'm just thinking, I'm hoping it's not Silver Bells by Burl Ives, because that one's a classic.
The song in general just terrifies me. So, as we have assumed that this is our main event for the evening, what do we see happening here?
I really cannot make heads or tails of this situation, especially when it comes to Io Sky. But I gotta say, I've been thinking about this, and I went Vince Russo in my head, and I'm like, what if this leads to a Io Sky on a pole match? Or Io Sky on a forklift. Yeah.
Just no.
No, bro.
I'm wondering if Asuka is going to have Kyrie do something shady in this, and Io's going to come out to make the save. Or do we see Io come out and we see the 3 of them turn heel on Rhea? As Asuka looking for the Asuka lock very, very quickly.
I've got to wonder, though, if there is something to be formed out of this. Is it just, do they just call themselves Damage Control again? Or is it just, do they become the Kabuki Warriors, but as a stable?
I think it's the Kabuki Warriors as a stable. But I also have to wonder is, if we get Io Sky making the save, does this lead to a tag match at Crown Jewel?
That's where I think we could very well head. And where does Nikki Bella fit in all this too? That's what I'm wondering as
Right?
well.
Could this be building to War Games?
I don't really want to see Nikki Bella in a War Games match, but Io Sky, I mean, like, it's her match for on the women's side.
Right?
So I 100% can see her getting into it.
Kyrie really keeping her distance, staying on the other side of the ring.
And I was going to say if Asuka does try to get Kyrie involved, I think we're going to see Kyrie get like almost like cold feet, like almost like, does she really want to slap Rhea or do whatever it is to Rhea?
Right.
And only will she attack once Asuka has made that demand that she's been doing.
Right.
And that also leads me to wonder, like, is this leading to Kyrie splitting off from Asuka and finally saying, I've had enough of you, and taking her out?
Yeah, do we see Kyrie and Io forming that unit with Asuka on the outside looking in?
See, we got it right there.
Yep.
Her hesitation.
Yep. But even Io was hesitant, saying, call the match off. And what a boot there.
I honestly thought the way Asuka was positioned when Rhea got in the ring, I thought we were going to see a misting. But I wasn't paying attention to the ref's position, who would have seen the mist and, called for the DQ.
Right? Asuka with technical precision setting in that chin lock. Asuka seemingly taking control of the match again here as Rhea reverses into the turnbuckle. I know it's more than likely Rhea's outfit, but does she somehow look taller to you tonight?
Well, Asuka's not a very tall woman, so.
No, but Rhea looks taller than normal.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that has to do with her outfit and ring attire tonight.
I was thinking to myself, if this does lead to Io turning on Rhea, obviously we're going to get Rhea and Nikki Bella probably forming a team against them three. But I've got to wonder who would that third person be on Nikki and Rhea's side of things. And the only other woman that, well, I was going to go to Bianca Belair. Bianca has had history with both Io and Rhea over the past year, so
she does.
She's a very likely candidate.
She is, but she is currently a SmackDown superstar. But I wonder if we get that Io turn, and I know I've said we need to keep Rhea and Io away from the title for a while, what if Asuka, Io, and Kyrie went over to SmackDown and then created a stable with Julia? As our friend Chris Parrish comes in saying, hello. Good evening, Parrish. Great to see you, brother. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello as always.
If that's the case, then I would still want to keep Kiana James with them too as their manager and mouthpiece.
Right. So Kiana James just assumes the role of Dakota Kai.
Yeah, but more so in a managerial spot than Dakota was.
Right. And again, we are getting the rundown for next week. Dom and Rusev. We know that we're getting Bayley and Raquel. A tornado tag between the Usos and the Bronsons.
I was trying to look and see if they revealed the time for next week's show, but they didn't. Oh, just took her head off of that kick there, Rhea.
And Rhea with a beautiful cannonball off the ring apron.
These two women are just tearing the house down right now.
They are. Absolutely, they are. Kyrie, again, keeping her distance, not getting involved, not trying to cost Rhea anything.
Although Asuka has already... I was going to say, although Asuka has tried to get her involved.
Yep. But Kyrie also not trying to cost Asuka the match.
And at the same time, I'm thinking Kyrie does not want to cross paths with the Ria Ripley.
No. What a chop there from Rhea to Asuka there on the outside. Kyrie looking on with...
Kyrie's hugging somebody at ringside.
She is. I was going to say, who is she hugging? Now she's back at ringside watching Asuka get absolutely decimated by Mommy. And Rhea acknowledging our tribal chief.
Rhea having trouble with her knee or something? She keeps slapping it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see anything happen to it. But slapping her knee to try and get some blood flow back in there.
Could be that she just jerked her knee on one of those jumps there.
Yep.
That's something I've done several times.
Asuka really trying to force a pin there. And now has her... Is that an ankle lock or a heel hook?
It looks like a combination of both. Oh, it's an ankle lock.
Rhea with the clubbing blows there to Asuka.
Yeah, this has been mostly Rhea's match as of late.
It has. Asuka had early control, and then Rhea has just sort of taken it over, being very slow, very methodical, very deliberate.
But still savage at the same time.
Right?
Like she's making every hit matter.
Absolutely, she is.
That was a beautiful superplex. But almost
Yes,
scary on Rhea's side because she almost, if you look, she almost looks like she lands upside down here.
Right?
Back and forth between these women now.
Oh, and Asuka.
Right into the backslide.
Yes. And both women ducking kicks, both men now, or both women with back elbows.
They were trading forearms for a brief second, too.
Is this going to be one of those matches where we get the like double knockout?
Oh, Razor's Edge right into the Shining Wizard.
I was going to say, was that a Shining Wizard from Rhea?
Yeah.
But Rhea unable to put Asuka away.
Well, nobody said it would be easy to put away Asuka to Rhea, so
No.
She's looking for the Riptide, though.
And Asuka fighting back out of it. And Asuka looking for the Fujiwara armbar.
Yeah. I mean, she couldn't get the submission, but she at least weakened up the arm for a possible Asuka lock.
Right? And there goes Rhea into shoulder first into the ring post.
Jeez. Talk about Rhea taking Asuka's head off.
Right?
Asuka just scored the field goal with that kick.
Yes, she did.
She keeps Asuka using those kicks in.
Yes, those rapid fire kicks. Oh, Rhea's caught it. And what a spinning back fist. What a spin kick there from Asuka as Rhea falls out of the ring.
Referee's got his back turned and Kairi being real hesitant right now.
Yes, she is. And Asuka trying to intimidate Kairi.
Wow. Both women trading rope maneuvers right now.
Yes. Oh,
right into a knee lock.
Beautiful from Asuka.
She's got her whole body wrapped around that leg, making it difficult for Rhea to try and get out of it.
Yes. I'm now seeing up the entrance ramp, and I'm just waiting for Io's music to hit to come down and make the save. But Ria up. And what a German suplex there from Asuka. And a drop kick there from Ria to stop Asuka's momentum.
Where is Kyrie heading off to?
Yes, Kyrie heading around to the other side of the ring where the referee is.
The referee has just turned his back. And Asuka accidentally taking out Kyrie, and there is the 3 count and the win.
Yes, Ria Ripley with the small package, the inside cradle to get the win.
There's the mist.
And now she missed Ria. As Kyrie went for the back fist but was caught.
And now, once again, Asuka demanding Kyrie to attack. And
Kyrie laying in those shots now.
Yeah, you got to wonder now, does Io Sky come out at this point? Yeah, she does, apparently.
Now the question is, in the immortal words of Bobby Heenan, whose side is she on? She is begging off Asuka and Kyrie for the moment.
And now they're hugging. Oh,
Asuka with the back fist to Io. And once again, Kyrie back into that conflict.
And now Kyrie attacking Io now.
Yes. Very, very intriguing.
Oh,
and
jeez, that kick to the side of the head.
Kyrie is still looking conflicted, but we also know now that she really isn't. She is loyal to Asuka. And what a jumping, spinning back kick.
That was a spin wheel kick, actually. Oh, geez. What? She's still got that look, though. Like I don't want to do this.
Right? And the insane elbow to Io Sky.
So the story coming out of this is, yeah, Io and Kyrie have turned on, or sorry, Kyrie and Asuka have turned on Io and Ria, but the story coming out of this is, will Kyrie turn on Asuka?
Right. Is Kyrie potentially the whole mastermind behind all of this?
I don't know, because Asuka's just been very demanding and very controlling of Kyrie, and eventually Kyrie's going to get sick and tired of it.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is, could this all just be a ploy and Kyrie's actually the one calling the shots, just trying to make it look good?
I think we would have seen that though in this segment.
See, we've seen it before though, where they let it build and build and build, and then all of a sudden it's Kyrie is the one in charge.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to ask now, do we go to, I think we've got to go to a tag team match at Crown Jewel.
Yeah. So next Monday's Raw will be at 7 p.m. Eastern.
All right, there we go.
But yeah,
so just before we begin to wrap things up here, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we want your help.
A Turnbuckle Affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today, because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
So, Mr. Best, highs and lows from tonight's show.
The highs and lows. The high was definitely finally getting some sort of an answer with this whole Ria Ripley, Asuka situation. It made me just even more in tune and looking forward to seeing what's going to happen between these four women. Clearly, I thought Nikki Bella was going to be involved. Maybe she still is. Maybe she isn't. We don't know yet. But my high for that night was definitely that main event. I can't even really think of a low really for this show. This was a pretty decent show, I think. Yeah, I can't pick out a weak moment. But if you want to find me at my Linktree, guys, it's lanktr.ee/Chris_best83. Tomorrow night, 8:05 Eastern, Turnbuckle Talk with myself, OMD, and Carl Carafel will be on the show too. OMD, my man, how about you?
Like you, again, no real lows, but I was really intrigued by all of the backstage segments. Including what kicked off our main event, the interaction that Rhea had with Io, trying to get her to call off the match, the interaction between Bayley and Lyra that led into Bayley's match with Roxanne tonight. Cody and Jay in the locker room, with Jay sort of eyeing it up and not putting the focus so much on everybody else anymore. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for me, it is my Linktree, linktr.ee/OMD show. And ladies and gentlemen, as we head out of here, please remember, the world is better with you in it. From all of us here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program and Turnbuckle Studios, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.